The entertainment world was rocked to its core yesterday when news broke that beloved actor Xukai has been unceremoniously removed from the cast of what was set to be 2025's most anticipated drama production. The decision, which has sent shockwaves through millions of fans worldwide, comes amid swirling legal allegations that threaten to destroy the career of one of China's most promising young talents. But is this swift industry justice, or a devastating rush to judgment that could ruin an innocent man's life? In an unprecedented move that has left industry insiders questioning everything they thought they knew about due process in entertainment, production companies are scrambling to distance themselves from the 30-year-old heartthrob who just months ago was being hailed as the next generation's leading man. The speed of these decisions has raised uncomfortable questions about whether the industry has learned anything from past controversies involving premature career destructions, or if the court of public opinion has once again become judge, jury, and executioner. But in a dramatic twist that nobody saw coming, actress Songyun has broken her silence with a statement that could completely change the narrative surrounding this explosive situation. Her words, delivered with the kind of courage that has defined her career, suggest that the rush to judgment may be premature, and that the real story behind Xukai's legal troubles is far more complex than anyone initially understood. The controversy began to unfold earlier this week when reports surfaced of an undisclosed legal matter involving Xukai, though specific details remained frustratingly vague. What started as whispers in industry circles quickly escalated into a full-blown crisis when major entertainment outlets began picking up the story, each adding their own speculation and unnamed sources to the growing narrative. Within hours, the situation had spiraled completely out of control. Social media platforms were flooded with hashtags both supporting and condemning the actor, while entertainment news programs devoted entire segments to analyzing every aspect of his past public appearances, searching for signs they might have missed. The intensity of the response was unlike anything the industry had seen since the major scandals that rocked Chinese entertainment in previous years. The production company behind the highly anticipated historical drama Chronicles of the Imperial Guard was among the first to take action. In a terse statement released late Tuesday evening, they announced that Xukai would be stepping away from his role as the male lead, though they carefully avoided using more definitive language that might suggest guilt or innocence. The statement, which was clearly crafted by legal teams working overtime, mentioned recent developments and the need to protect the integrity of the production without providing any substantive information about what had actually occurred. Industry analysts were quick to point out the unusual nature of such a swift response. Typically, production companies wait for more concrete information before making such drastic decisions, especially when dealing with A-list talent whose involvement can make or break a project's commercial success. The fact that they moved so quickly suggested either that they knew something the public didn't, or that they were operating out of pure panic in the face of potential controversy. The financial implications of this decision are staggering. Chronicles of the Imperial Guard had already completed significant portions of filming, with Xukai's character central to virtually every major scene. Industry insiders estimate that recasting and reshooting could cost anywhere from 50 to 100 million yuan, not to mention the delays that could push the drama's release back by months or even years. For a production that had already invested heavily in marketing and promotional campaigns featuring Xukai prominently, the losses extend far beyond mere production costs. But the human cost of this situation may be even higher than the financial one. Xukai, who had built his career on a carefully cultivated image of professionalism and integrity, found himself facing the complete collapse of his professional life in a matter of hours. Brand endorsements worth millions of yuan were suddenly under review, with several companies issuing statements about monitoring the situation closely and evaluating their partnerships in light of recent developments. The actor's management team, clearly caught off guard by the speed of events, struggled to respond effectively. Their initial statement, released several hours after the production company's announcement, was widely criticized for being too vague and failing to address the core concerns that were driving the controversy. The delay in responding only fueled more speculation, with some interpreting the silence as an admission of guilt while others saw it as evidence that the allegations were so serious that legal counsel was needed before any public statements could be made. Fan communities, which had been instrumental in building Xukai's career through their unwavering support and promotion of his work, found themselves torn between loyalty and uncertainty. Online forums that had once been filled with discussions about his latest projects and upcoming appearances became battlegrounds between those who refused to believe the allegations and those who felt betrayed by someone they had trusted and admired. The psychological impact on these fan communities cannot be understated. Many had invested not just time and money, but emotional energy into supporting Xukai's career. They had purchased albums, attended fan meetings, and spent countless hours creating and sharing content celebrating his achievements. The sudden possibility that their idol might not be the person they thought he was created a sense of betrayal and confusion that extended far beyond typical celebrity disappointments. International fans faced additional challenges, as language barriers and cultural differences made it even more difficult to understand exactly what was happening. Social media platforms were flooded with requests for translations and explanations, while fan-run accounts that had previously focused on sharing positive news about Xukai's career found themselves in the uncomfortable position of having to report on potentially damaging allegations. The entertainment media, sensing a major story developing, went into overdrive. Television programs cleared their schedules to provide breaking coverage of developments, while online publications raced to publish new articles every few hours, often rehashing the same limited information with increasingly sensationalized headlines. The 24-hour news cycle, which had previously worked in favor of celebrities looking to maintain their public profiles, suddenly became a relentless engine of speculation and rumor-mongering. Several prominent entertainment journalists noted the similarities between this situation and past controversies that had ultimately proven to be based on misunderstandings or false information. They pointed to cases where careers had been permanently damaged by allegations that were later disproven, and called for more measured responses from both the industry and the public. However, their voices of reason were often drowned out by the sheer volume of sensationalized coverage and social media speculation. The legal system, meanwhile, remained frustratingly opaque about the actual nature of the case involving Xukai. Court documents, if they existed, were not publicly available, and official statements from law enforcement agencies were limited to confirming that an investigation was ongoing. This lack of concrete information only fueled more speculation, as various media outlets attempted to fill the information vacuum with anonymous sources and unverified claims. Legal experts who were contacted for comment by various news organizations were careful to emphasize the importance of due process and the presumption of innocence, but their measured responses were often overshadowed by more dramatic speculation from entertainment commentators and social media influencers. The distinction between legal analysis and entertainment gossip became increasingly blurred as the story continued to develop. It was against this backdrop of chaos and uncertainty that Songyun made her decision to speak out. The acclaimed actress, known for her thoughtful approach to public statements and her reputation for integrity within the industry, had been silent during the initial wave of controversy. Her decision to finally address the situation came as a surprise to many, particularly given that she was not directly involved in any of Xukai's current projects. In her statement, which was released through her official social media accounts and verified by her management team, Songyun took a carefully measured but clearly supportive stance regarding Xukai's situation. She emphasized that the allegations against him remained unproven, and that the entertainment industry had a responsibility to avoid making decisions that could irreparably damage someone's career based on incomplete information. The rush to judgment we are witnessing is deeply troubling, Songyun wrote in her statement, which was posted in both Chinese and English to reach the broadest possible audience. We have seen too many cases where careers and lives have been destroyed by allegations that later proved to be false or greatly exaggerated. While I understand the desire to protect the industry's reputation, we must also protect the individuals who make up that industry. Her words carried particular weight because of her own experience navigating industry controversies and her reputation for speaking out against injustice. Unlike many celebrities who prefer to remain silent on controversial topics,